This video is about to get very surgical.
Everybody a thug till them lights pull up, and everybody got a gun until ICE pull up. A middle finger to the president, cause I ain't too impressed. How the fuck you kicking niggas out? Ain't you niggas guess? So it's death to an ICE truck driver. You shouldn't be.
This is getting laughable, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's getting ridiculous. They not even trying to hide the fact that they are all colluding on this one narrative. They're not even trying to hide it. You would at least think that you would try to, you know what I'm saying, like make it look, they're not even trying to make it look reasonable. And I feel like it's because they've spent so much time pacifying their audience, right? That there's no need. There's no need. Drake, all these guys have been pacifying that audience so much, pushing anti-intellectualism on that artist, on that audience so much, that they don't even really need, common sense doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Okay? I got a video from Trap Forever that I want to pull up and go over with y'all, right? That he breaks down the fact, this whole conversation around Drake being the reason that hip hop is down 50% in shares or whatever they be talking about, bro. Whatever shit they talking about that I don't give a damn about. Okay, but before we get to that video, I gotta get this rant off. So you telling me it's one or two things, okay? You're trying to convince me that Drake has been absent this entire time. You're trying to convince me that Drake has been on a hiatus. And what I'm trying to figure out is, do you think that I was born yesterday? Like that, like literally. Do you think I have not been alive since the battle took place? Because that's the only way these guys are confidently pushing this narrative. Last time I checked, Drake has dropped around 40 songs since the battle took place. None of them going number one. None of them going number one. Now, that's not to say that charts matter, but when you argue for Drake, that's the only argument that people have is sales, numbers, all this different stuff. That could be manufactured. That could be all this different stuff that we've learned since the battle. Okay? You trying to tell me that this guy has not been around, that hip hop is dying because he has been absent? What the hell does absent mean? Because if you dropped 40 songs since the battle, that means you dropped more songs than J. Cole since the battle. You dropped more songs than Kendrick Lamar since the battle. You dropped more songs than Young Thug since the battle. You dropped more songs than you probably around the same realm as how many songs Future has dropped since the battle. You dropped more songs than Travis Scott has dropped since the battle. Dropped more songs than Kanye has dropped since the battle. Dropped more songs like what are we talking about? More songs than Lil Uzi, more songs than Baby Keem, more songs than, like, bro, I can go all day long. Drake is actually one of the most, if not the most active superstar rapping right now. He's the most active star in hip hop rapping right now. Nobody's as active as Drake. That's not to mention the streams, right? The Aiden Ross streams, the XQZ streams, that's not to mention the streams. That's not to mention his own streams for the album, right? About 4 episodes or something like that have come out, right? That whole rollout fell through, okay? That's not to mention the consistent antics on social media. Drake has not disappeared at all. That's the crazy part. And it's clear as day what they're trying to do by trying to push out this narrative. It's like they're hoping that people just forget. And that brings me to my next point. What's really going on is the music has no staying power. Drake's music has not been able to stay afloat this entire time. And people are used to Drake's music at least hovering around. And this is my thing. Drake's music in recent memory, I would say even prior to the battle, wasn't having crazy staying power as of recently, right? Maybe the old joints, Take Care and all that, But as of recently, these songs aren't staying. Like, Drake hasn't really had a lot of staying power for a while now. Now, my thing is this. There's actually a list, right? And I wish I could pull it up, but y'all can do your research. There's actually a list of artists who have been number one for a certain amount of weeks in the 2020s. And Drake is not even in the top 10. Not even in the top 10, bruh. And this whole argument around even Drake's so-called dominance has a lot of flaws behind it. But the truth right now is Drake's music does not have the staying power. People are not listening to Drake music as much as they usually do. You know, you can say, oh, Drake is the most streamed on Spotify and all this different stuff. That's cute. These songs do not have staying power, and everything is showing that. Did y'all forget that Drake literally dropped a collaboration project that people have been begging him for years with Party Next Door? This was the album that y'all said was supposed to be the one to put him back in position and all this different stuff. But the truth is this. Y'all think he's absent because you're not listening to the music like you used to. That's the only way to be honest about this. It's the only way to break this down. If you genuinely think he's been absent when he's dropped 40 fucking songs since the battle, you're essentially saying the music has no staying power with you. You're not continuously playing the music. Because how can someone who has that much music be absent? He's been in your face the whole time. But nobody wants to admit that Drake is no longer the Drake that people used to know. Because on one stance, right, they want to say that nothing happened to Drake. They want to say that Drake is just fine. That was the narrative at first. Drake is just fine. He's going to go right back to making summer slaps and all this different stuff. Right? He's going to be just fine. Everything's going to be good. Lil Yachty came out doing a press run for Drake, all that. Now you're trying to say that everybody gained up on Drake and pushed him down a couple notches, and now he's making his return and his comeback. Y'all can't decide what you want to do. And that's why this whole rollout has been sloppy. The whole thing has been sloppy because y'all can't even decide what narrative to get behind. Every week it's a new narrative. Every week it's a new reason why this ain't happening, boom, boom. Now they saying that Drake should stall out the industry because, like, the narrative is crazy, bro. It's crazy. You just gotta admit the music is not hitting, bro. It's not hitting. It's not even hitting for Drake fans. It's not hitting for the same amount of Drake fans that it used to be at that. Because if it did, people wouldn't be talking like he was absent when he's been dropping 50 fucking songs. How can somebody who's dropped, that's like 4 albums worth of music. How can somebody who's dropped around 40 songs have been absent? It's because the music is not staying with you. It's not sticking with you. And you're still getting, like we got to be honest here. Okay? This is a manufactured absence. They are manufacturing absence. They're trying to blame Kendrick Lamar knocking off Drake for ruining the industry, ruining commercial rap, ruining all these different things. When in reality, you know what? Let's go to the video because the homie about to break it down. Okay, let's get to this. Check this out. Shout out to Trap Forever, man.
Exhibit B of what I knew was going to happen after these articles were posted about hip hop struggling because there aren't any top 10s in 9 months or whatever the new statistic is. The Game reposted the dumb post by Isaac Hayes III, and he said, "Y'all ain't appreciate one of the greatest. Now the absence and silence has the art form down 50%. And they're saying he's referencing Drake. He's talking about Drake's absence or whatever.
Now, real quick, before we even move on, let's read what Isaac Hayes says. The Kendrick-Drake beef killed commercial rap music. It turned hip-hop into an engagement art form, not a chart-performing one. What is that? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why are you talking about an engagement art form and not a chart performing one? What do you mean it turned hip hop into that? Hip hop is an art form, and it always was before there was even charts to talk about. Before people even worried about a hip hop song being on the charts, hip hop was a thing. What is this guy talking about?
Third,
everyone showed up, debated, replayed, picked sides, ran the numbers up. Meanwhile, the Billboard Hot 100 kept moving. The beef fed the masses and killed the charts. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Kendrick Lamar just dropped his album and literally dominated the charts. The top 7 songs were off GNX. Or the top 5 spots. And then it was like 9, 10, 11. It was some crazy shit, bro. So I see why the labels are cutting back. Black folks would rather tear down artists from both sides when collaboration is what drives expansion. So now you blaming it on black people. Now you blaming it on black people. For black people coming together and this is the same narrative that Michael Eric Dyson is pushing. This is the same narrative that Gilly the Kid is pushing. This is the same narrative the Academics is pushing. This is the same narrative that Rory and like all of these guys are pushing this one narrative. And they keep coming back to black people, to the culture. J. Cole, the same narrative. The culture is just a buzzword. And y'all don't think all of the dots. Let's get back to the video, man.
And he said, y'all ain't appreciate one of the greatest. Now the absence and silence has the art form down 50%. And they're saying he's referencing Drake. He's talking about Drake's absence.
Of course.
And I'm not going to harp on Drake here and talk about the fact that Drake has not been absent. Like, what does absence mean to you guys? Because he has not been absent. He's dropped a whole lot of music. He has toured twice. He's headlined.
Yo, I didn't even think about that. He did tour twice. He toured twice. What the? He literally went on a tour 2 times.
Wireless Festival. He has done features. He has begun the rollout of a new project. That is not absence. He continues to be the most streamed artist. Drake will be fine. We all can't wait for Iceman to come out. But it's starting to
can't relate to that one, but keep going.
Reach a point where I just can't wait for it to come out so you guys can shut the fuck up. You feel me? We're not going to harp on Drake here. Now, I've done this before, but it seems I have to do this again with the whole Isaac Hayes situation and whatnot. Yeah, I keep trying to frame this as this all happened because of the rap beef.
Exactly.
Let's go back to 2023, where posts like this were coming out.
And bro, we've already been down this road. How many times, how many videos did we make? And I mean content creators on this side of the table, however you want to play it, right? Have made videos, have made posts about the declines forever because they've been running the same narrative for 2 years. We consistently have to go back to this post. This post might have broken the record in the hip hop space for the post to go back to. This exact post. We are in 2026 coming back to this post again. This is before the battle.
Rap music has seen a 27% decrease in sales in 2023 compared to last year and a 62% decrease in the 5 years since 2018. Can anything be done to revert this decline? Rap was dying before the battle, according to these hip-hop pages and all these statistics. Before the battle happened, before people started trying to cancel Drake or however you want to frame it, they were saying that hip-hop was dying. I mean, there's a full breakdown. There was articles about this.
Literally, so many different articles were coming out talking about this thing. You feel what I'm saying? I think even when Kendrick has lines about and family ties, I remember hearing what's it called? The facts mean this. The vaccine and the game need me to survive. Like Kendrick got multiple lines, about hip hop being in a state of decline as far as sales or whatever. In reality, it's not really decline in my perspective, because we hit a point in hip hop, you know what I'm saying, with the emergence of like, you know, the Migos and all these different guys, where hip hop had became the #1 genre. But all the years before that, Nas, Biggie, Pac, NWA, Kendrick, Wayne, all these different guys. Hip hop was not the number one genre in the world. And it was still that. So it's not really a decline, right? It got a huge boost. They started to invest in it because they realized that they can manufacture the influence without giving too much influence to people who got a message and people who, you feel what I'm saying? And they put the money into that and pushed that. And that's where we get 2016 and forward. Really 2014 and forward. But hip hop is just going back into its original state. A lot of y'all favorite songs, a lot of y'all favorite albums don't got songs that hit number one on the charts. People don't even understand that. I don't even think Good Kid, Mad City had a number one. I think the highest, like, they didn't have a number one, if I'm not mistaken. So we need to keep these things in mind, bro. Like, this shit don't fucking matter.
It's from Billboard to OK Player to the Blueprint Online to Trapital to this Medium article. Bro, there was so many articles breaking down how hip-hop is dying due to lack of chart toppers, market share drop, industry trends, rap fatigue, content and creativity. You name it. This is not new. They find a new way every year to convince you guys that hip-hop is dying. And
Literally. And it's impossible. Hip hop can't die, nigga. Now, niggas being able to capitalize on it and it being the number one thing that the is capitalizing on in order to make a profit and all that, maybe that'll change. Maybe it's back into the hands of the independent creators. Maybe it's back into the hands of it's swinging in a different direction or whatever. Maybe that's what we're witnessing with TDE and PG Lang and all the, and you know what I'm saying, all this other stuff going on. But hip hop is never gonna die. No.
I'm here to tell you, if you're a fan of hip hop, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Cause I guarantee Drake drops Iceman and does all these amazing numbers, and in a year from then, they're gonna be like, why 2027 is the worst year for hip hop in history?
Exactly. Bro, if you love hip hop is not fucking dying, bro. You know how many great albums are coming out right now? Did y'all hear the Earl and Mike joint? Did y'all hear Rock Marciano joint? Y'all hearing this new Blue? Y'all hearing this new, like, what are we talking about? What are we doing here? This new Baby Keem, J. Cole came out. What are we talking about? This is all hip-hop music. Whether you like it or not, it's all hip-hop music. And I know it's a good flavor out there for somebody. Don Toliver, all this music has been coming out. And really, yeah. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, it's like, it is something that hasn't happened in 15 years, happened for the first time. There's no top 3 songs.
Not to mention the underground is bubbling. The underground is bubbling.
On the chart for the first time, and it's always going to be a new statistic to incite anger and frame somebody as a savior. And at that point, it's going to be like, oh, because Kendrick Lamar didn't drop. Let me tell you something, bro. Kendrick Lamar, Drake, J. Cole, Travis Scott, Future, those people, they're going to be fine. They're going to do numbers. There's a shift happening right now in music labels. There's been a shift happening since COVID or post-COVID, right? They were pouring a lot of money into anything and everything, especially with the rapping.
Yeah, y'all don't remember the TikTok thing where it was like, you feel what I'm saying? A lot of artists were popping, blowing up off of TikTok. You feel what I'm saying? Labels were prioritizing building their artists through TikTok.
Growth of TikTok and trends and viral sounds. They started pouring money into anything, and a lot of things were not profitable. They cut a lot of fat off. There was a lot of restructuring that happened at music labels. This isn't just hip hop exclusive. Pop artists, not every artist is Sabrina Carpenter or Taylor Swift. They cut a lot of the fat there too. Country music, not every country artist is Morgan Wallen or Brian whoever. They cut a lot of fat there too.
Right.
This is not hip hop exclusive.
Right.
That's where
they trying to make everything hip hop exclusive. Stand-em, all this extra everything is hip hop's fault right now. It's outrageous.
Frustration comes in. This is across the board, gang. It's across the board. Through the knowledge. Do the knowledge. I don't know, man. So people gonna find a way to get mad at me in here or whatever. You already know what type of time I'm on. Yesterday I was a little lit, you feel me? So I reacted to things a little bit differently, man. I'm back calm, cool, and under control. Let me know how you feel about this. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you let me know how you feel in the comments. Make sure you join the Discord. We talk about music, sports, everything in between. Follow me on Instagram, same name as Head Trap. Until next time, I'm out of here. You shit me.
So first of all, you know what I'm saying? Bro's supposed to be coming onto the channel with my boy Dog Ninja sometime next week. So y'all be ready for that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna discuss. Let y'all know ahead of time. He not leaning any way. You feel what I'm saying, bro? Just he just consumed the music and he be chilling. So he might like Drake and all this different stuff. Y'all don't gotta get on nobody's head for that. You know what I'm saying? Just to throw that out there. But bro's content is direct. Is based on the facts, the criteria, all this different stuff. So y'all go check out bro content on TikTok, absolutely. But anyway, the thing that he's referencing is actually this. Oh, actually, here's another thing I'm gonna show y'all real quick. Right? It's not Kendrick Lamar's fault that the labels deprioritized hip hop. Major labels pivot in 2023 set the stage for a misinterpreted hip-hop decline. Lamar is not to blame for any lull. Rather, industry strategy-driven narratives created a false idea of a dying genre. In August 2023, Apple's Music Global editorial head Ebro Darden tweeted about a conversation with a label executive. The executive claimed that major labels are deprioritizing signing rappers and were instead pumping resources into African and Latin music. Ebro noted that this call wasn't a trend piece, it was a practical warning. Okay? Now this is what y'all gotta understand. And I'm not talking about y'all because y'all understand. My boy Dog Ninja got some stuff right here. Hip hop's global market share from 2020 to 2025. 2020 was 30%. 2021 was 27%. 2022 was 26%. 2023 was 25%. 2024 was 24%. And 2025 was 24%. You telling me there's been a 1% decline, right, in the shares, right, over the last 2 years, and all of a sudden, they trying to act like this is dying because of Drake? Come on, man. This will be the last time I entertain this conversation. Under the watch of the artists y'all claim are needed to restore rap's dominance on the charts, hip-hop has been steadily losing market share year over year. A 2023 post made by Hip Hop All Day highlighted a sharp decline in rap music sales compared to 2022, with sales down 65% from 5 years earlier. So the people like The Game and Isaac Hayes, who blame hip-hop's downturn on the battle with Drake, you're dead wrong. If anything, the genre was already in decline under his so-called dominance. So while Drake was running the game was declining. Y'all gotta choose what narrative do y'all want to run with, bro? Y'all gotta be clear. What narrative is y'all choosing? You feel what I'm saying? Now, anyway, long story short though, man. This is getting outrageous. It's getting outrageous. They trying to make it seem like, it's this huge comeback. It's this huge. You got J. Cole out here campaigning for the album. You got The Game out here, Gilly the Kid, all these guys campaigning for the album. Do what you're supposed to do. I'm not mad at y'all campaigning for your guy. If that's your guy, let that be your guy. Do what you got to do. If you're supposed to benefit from the album, you doing what's going to benefit you, blah, blah, do your thing. You feel what I'm saying? I do think it's an interesting thing to do, considering what he was trying to do to hip-hop with that lawsuit. But, you feel what I'm saying? So be it. You feel me? My thing is this, though. Y'all are quite literally making things up to sell this album. Y'all are quite literally trying to trash the culture in order to sell this album. Y'all are like, it's nasty. It's nasty, and it reeks of desperation. You feel what I'm saying? It reeks of desperation. All this colluding behind the scenes and all this different stuff, that's not confidence. That's not confidence. You feel what I'm saying? All of this like, oh yeah, trying to craft this narrative around Kendrick Lamar and creating propaganda and gearing up for this. That's not confidence, bro. And I know they don't care about that because Drake trying to make sure he get back in position for his next deal. But It's not. This ain't it, man. This ain't it. This ain't it. And I think if anything, it's showing a level of fear. It's showing a level of fear. I feel like motherfuckers is afraid that the album gonna get stepped on. That's what I think. I think they're afraid the album is gonna get stepped on, and they trying to build it up as much as possible and trash the other side as much as possible in order to minimize the impact of somebody potentially stepping on that album. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new here, especially if you've been here. Y'all make sure to tap in with my Patreon. Y'all make sure to tap in with my Twitch. We supposed to be doing we at this moment that you watching this video, I'm probably on Twitch streaming the sports podcast with my homies. You feel what I'm saying? My homie got a sports podcast. We streaming it on my Twitch. So that's probably what's going on at this moment. If you want to see the reactions to Jay-Z's albums coming out, check out my Patreon. I'm also about to be documenting the road to my next battle. You feel what I'm saying? Give y'all an inside look on what it's like preparing for a battle, getting ready for battling for real. You feel what I'm saying? Person to person. You know what I mean? So also I'm battling, yeah. Anyway. Also, check out my new music. You feel what I'm saying? Check out F Ice. I just dropped it on all platforms. Thank you to everybody that's been showing love. All the downloads on Bandcamp, the streams on Spotify, everything that y'all been doing to support. Really appreciate the real ones out there. You feel what I'm saying? But hey, I'm gonna catch y'all. Y'all have a good day. All right. Like, comment, subscribe.